If you've never lived in Florida before, especially if you're coming from the Northeast, you might be surprised by what our homes and neighborhoods are really like. Hi, I'm Angie, a Florida native and realtor. I help a lot of families relocate from the northeastern states down to Florida. Whether you're coming from New York, New Jersey, Massachusetts, or Pennsylvania, there are some things about Florida homes and day-to-day living that may surprise you. And I want to walk you through the big ones so you can be prepared. Most homes here on the west coast of Florida, Tampa, Palm Harbor, Clearwater, St. Pete, Lutz, are in planned neighborhoods or communities rather than on completely isolated plots of land. You'll see everything from smaller enclaves of 40 to 80 homes to large master plan communities with tons of amenities, golf courses, tennis courts, pickleball courts, resort-style pools, and gated entrances. In many of these communities, you'll have an HOA, and that's often a surprise for Northeastern buyers who are used to the older towns with little to no association structure. In the Tampa Bay area, single family and townhome HOA dues commonly fall in the roughly $100 to $300 per month range, with condos typically higher, especially closer to the water. Those fees usually cover things like common area landscaping, pools, playgrounds, courts, and sometimes your lawn care or exterior maintenance, depending on the community. For some people, those rules are a plus. They help keep the neighborhood looking good, protect property values, and prevent that one neighbor from letting things get totally out of control. If you want chickens in the backyard, an RV permanently in the driveway, or a boat parked on the lawn, we just need to focus on non-HOA areas or more flexible communities, rather than the typical deed-restricted neighborhoods. One thing Northeastern relocators mention a lot is driving and traffic. Highway and city traffic is pretty similar, but local traffic can be a challenge in some areas. Our master plan communities can be wonderfully self-contained. Some have their own shopping plazas, schools, and medical offices nearby. But you'll also notice you can't just walk out your front door and be at a corner market in 3 minutes, like in many older Northeastern towns. If a walkable urban core is a top priority for you, we'll focus you more towards established downtowns like St. Petersburg and certain parts of Tampa, rather than purely suburban subdivisions. Florida home design is another big difference from the north. Buyers from the Northeast often comment first on the flooring. Up north, you're probably used to hardwood and carpet, but here in Tampa, especially in Tampa Bay, tile is king because it handles the humidity and moisture so much better. And it helps keep our homes cooler. You'll still see carpet in bedrooms, and luxury vinyl plank is used a lot in remodels. But extensive tile in main living areas, wet rooms like the back room, kitchens is extremely common. Architecturally, you'll see a lot of concrete block construction, stucco exteriors, and lighter colored roofs that are designed to reflect the heat, which is quite different from many brick or older wood frame homes that are up north. And basements are pretty much non-existent here because of our water table and soil conditions. So storage and recreation spaces are usually in the garage, bonus rooms, or outdoor living areas rather than downstairs. To keep informed on Florida living, please take a quick minute to subscribe to my channel. If you're moving from the Northeast, air conditioning usage is going to be one of your biggest lifestyle shifts. In our hot, humid climate, you'll run your AC a lot more months out of the year, and often both day and night. Electric bills in the Tampa area are heavily influenced by how low you set your thermostat and how well insulated your home is. Local utilities note that Florida's heat and AC usage end up pushing your bills higher than in cooler climates, even though the rates themselves are competitive. Most Florida homes use central AC, and you'll see vents in the ceilings, not on the floor, because of our slab foundations and lack of basements. You may be tempted to rely on open windows at night like you might do in the Northeast, but between the heat, humidity, pollen, and bugs, you'll probably find yourself using your AC far more than you expect. Speaking of bugs, yes, Florida has them. We have mosquitoes, we have no-see-ums, and plenty of other critters come with the tropical and subtropical lifestyles, especially near water and conservation areas. Most homes, though, will have like a screen lanai or porches and often screen doors, but not every new construction home includes window screens by default, and some resale owners remove them for a cleaner look and easier window cleaning. We also have strong pollen seasons and year-round greenery, which can be tough if you struggle with allergies. So during that brief time of year when it actually feels nice to open the windows, you'll also be letting in pollen. So many Floridians simply keep things closed up and lean on just the AC and air filtration instead. Another major question I get from Northeastern buyers is flood risks, especially after seeing news about hurricanes. Unlike many parts of the Northeast, flood risk is a real planning factor here, and standard homeowners insurance does not cover flood damage. You need a separate policy if you want that protection. In the Tampa Bay and Gulf Coast region, your need for flood insurance depends on your specific FEMA flood zone, your elevation, and how close you are to the coast, rivers, or any low-lying areas. High-risk zones labeled A, AE, or V usually require flood insurance if you have a federally backed mortgage, while zones labeled X, B, or C may not require it. But many claims still come from those low-risk areas. This is one of the biggest mindset shifts for Northeastern buyers. A home that looks far enough from the water on a map can still carry meaningful flood risks or higher insurance costs. Part of my job is helping you understand those maps, coordinate with your insurance provider, and balance your lifestyle desires, like living near the beach or on a canal, with your risk tolerance and budget. Check out the link below if you want more info on the best communities to minimize your flood risk. Now, let's talk cost of living, taxes, and lifestyle differences. Many Northeastern families are pleasantly surprised that while Florida isn't cheap, the overall cost of living can be more manageable than in major Northeast metros. There's no state income tax here, and property taxes are often lower, though insurance, especially wind and flood insurance in coastal areas, can be higher and needs to be factored into your monthly payment. For many of my Northeast clients, the biggest wow isn't just the sunshine, it's also the ability to enjoy year-round outdoor living. From evenings on the lanai to weekend beach trips, tennis, and golf in months when your friends up north are still shoveling snow. One thing people mention again and again after moving down from the Northeast is the general friendliness and relaxed pace. The culture here in Tampa Bay and along the Gulf Coast leans casual and welcoming. You'll quickly notice more hellos from strangers, chats with people at the grocery store, and that easygoing Florida vibe. Planned communities often host neighborhood events, food truck nights, or holiday golf cart parades, which can be a fun change if you're coming from a more private or fast-paced Northeastern town. For many families, that sense of community, combined with the climate and outdoor lifestyle, is exactly why they stay. If you're in the Northeast now and thinking seriously about relocating to the Tampa Bay area or the Gulf Coast, what's the biggest thing you're worried about? Is it housing style, insurance costs, or lifestyle fit? If you have more questions or you're ready to plan your move, click the link for a consultation.